First and foremost, good morning to all, and good morning, Professor Anil from Ahmedabad, and everyone, all the students, all alumni, or whoever, all other professor colleagues. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'm very happy that this class is happening like this. On the project itself, which has been going on the Roti, very interesting. I must congratulate you on this, because Roti is very exciting, and yesterday we were discussing with Professor Anil and Professor Chakravarti that it's one dish. It's sounds very simple, but a very complicated dish, because it's a single ingredient wonder. Atta chahiye, and that's it. You don't need anything else. And after that, it needs so many interventions. There are many things that are needed. You need to work with good quality wheat, how the grinding has to be done. That is important. And in dough, how much water is needed. The composition of wheat itself, protein is very important in that. The water-soluble proteins, especially gluten, most people would know that. That quantity of that is important. Then you have to work on it, and then resting of that dough. Post resting of that dough, you have to roll it, and then you have to cook it. So it's not a easy problem to solve. So if the problem is complicated, yet we take it for granted. At home, we leave our families, our wives and mothers and sisters to go through that pain, which is. I'll tell you a short. I'll tell you a short story before I begin on the Roti thing. As part of growing up, I would see that my mom would cook, and it's okay that she would cook. But I noticed something, that while her hands, her thumbs had kind of cuts, both thumbs, right thumb more than left, had cuts, and I used to wonder what are these cuts, and it had become a kind of a permanent feature there. And then I realized that those were cuts because she would use a knife, and to cut onion or anything, she would cut it and press it against the thumb, and at time the knife would touch the thumb, and it would actually cut. And they were not just one, two, they would be in 30, 40s, and that would disturb me, that why should she go through that? But we had never seen a chopping board. We didn't even know what a chopping board was, that you could place things, vegetables or whatever, on a chopping board and use a knife. And just a simple intervention that using a chopping board would have helped her from cutting her thumb all the time, and that would happen with all the ladies across. So I used to get disturbed with that. So same thing, we would see that she would do all the work at home, and I would see that she would not only cook for us, she would wash our clothes, do the cleaning and all of that. And so my first, in 1982, I was still a student. We got to work at Asian Games, and I got 1,200 rupees, which was a very big amount at that time. As working during Asian Games, I got that as my first salary, should I say. I was a student, I was a stipend, or whatever you call it. So out of that, all the friends and all, they were very excited that what are they going to do with it, buy something. And what I did, I went to the market, and I was still not even 18 at that time, and I bought a washing machine which was for 1,150 rupees. I kept 50 rupees for myself, and I gifted that to my mom, because I think it is important that we look at what the pain that is there, and we don't take it for granted. Because while we think that we are working very hard, we are studying very hard, but one aspect at home, anyone who is doing any work at home, is not paid for and is not appreciated. So let's look at that, and let's focus on things that what families do at home is of real value, very high value, and it has to be compensated much more than what currently is being done. And for Roti, I think it's been taken for granted. While we look at upgrades of our phones, a software, a laptop, every 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, but when it comes to Roti, the upgrade in how it can be made better, it is still remained the same. At home, I would say. Commercial roti making, there have been changes. So let's look at what the roti, what kind of interventions have come in, and what's going on, and we can debate and discuss a little bit more on that. Let me show you a few screens and videos, and show what kind of so let's look at Roti. It's an instant flat bread, right? And it's a single ingredient wonder, what I said earlier, right? It's something which is there are other breads that you buy from the market, sliced bread and all. It has yeast, sugar, salt. Typically, some people in roti also, in wheat roti, we are talking of wheat roti, some people may add a little bit of salt, some people may add a little bit of oil, but it's essentially atta and water, and you make a dough, and that's what makes it unique. And we'll talk about dough, we will talk about how it is made, but let's focus on largely how roti is made. It's manual roti making is a very tedious process, needs 2 pieces of equipment, chakla and belan. Everyone knows that. Different shape sizes, can be wooden, can be marble, can be now metallic. Now you have silicone, you have polycarbonate. There are different materials that are there, and you can find different chakla belan, but largely round material is there, and rolling pin that is there. That also comes in different shapes and sizes. But this transformation, not much has happened. I would say that this has remained largely like this. Now, some time back, we saw that little bit of change came in, where you could, instead of rolling, you could press and make a roti, right? So there were manual presses of different kinds that came in the market, and this is something, but didn't become really very popular. The pressing was not perfected. It is it would stick to the surface. It's not something which was very convenient. It was not adding to speed that much. It was also not helping in the physical labor, because this was heavy. This is also the pressure it needed. But you still find them. It's not that it's not there. You have similar in wooden also. Material is wood, but same philosophy, right? It's not something which is very different. Other one is metal. This is wooden. Then you have other materials also. Same thing. Metal, wood, stone, but different interventions of a same thing. But only one thing is happening. Pressing was happening. So here the shape was rectangular, but if you make peda, the ball that's there, which is round, even if you press, it will not turn out to be rectangular. It will still be round, right? So that's another press. So if you look at any mechanization that was happening, then that was largely on the pressing side, even on the commercial side, it was largely on the, this is semi-mechanized, and here there was slight heating. This was not, cooking was not happening, but slight heating so that pressing becomes easier, the spreading becomes easier, the size becomes bigger, quicker, right? So that's what was happening. And these are, I would say, small commercial use, but at home, nothing. So in commercial usage, the interventions became even better. And what started to happen was that we started to see some small machines in the market. And this something like this, you have to still make the dough. You make the dough, and it's like a pasta machine, right? Where you can put the dough inside, and you can adjust the thickness, and it would make it into a roti, right? So how it would work? Let's see. Simple process, gears, rolling, cutting. Same thing, rolling, pressing, cutting, and now a sheet is there, right? Now let's look at home adaptation of
now
cooking of roti.
let's keep the ball here and let's press it, और फिर इस हैंडल से इसको प्रेस करना है बस एक बार जल्दी से। देखिए बढ़िया रोटी तैयार हो गई, ये रोटी फूलनी शुरू हो गई है। दिस इज अ साइन दैट इट इज गेटिंग प्रिपेयर्ड। Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. The magic of Wonder Chef Roti Maker.
So
now
one more example, but now look at the commercial interventions have started to look at making roti at higher speed. There is more mechanization, speed has become better, everything. So quickly, let me share this.
Engage the cutter. I'm going to start cutting. And you have to install the separator at this time. Push it down. This.
Now, this is something which is very close to my heart, Akshay Patra. I've been working with Akshay Patra for many years now. I'm on the consultative council board. I'm on the advisory board. We work on different things where how we can make nutritious food, but the numbers are staggering. We feed about 1.8 million, which is 18 lakh student kids every day. So we need to work with very big quantities. So something at Akshay Patra, if we have to make a roti, so there was a machine that was designed, and it was designed internally by board members, I would say, and with some vendors. And it's a roti machine. We started with a roti machine which could make in an hour first 1,000, then we went up to 10,000, then 30,000, and now 60,000. Now that's the speed at which rotis are done. Just a quick view. Dough. Rolling, sheeting, cutting. Direct heat cooking. Look at the numbers. Now we are talking, right? Now, this is so one again Akshay Patra kitchen. That's dough, cut, moves. It's all mechanized now. So if you saw, it's very now. This was all about it was all about roti. What we saw that while we look at it as a very complex problem, but industry there has been some movement. There is it's not that roti is very complex. Even if we have to make 100,000 rotis in a commercial establishment, we can do it. And there are small, big machines and that are there. But at home, we have ignored because the person who is making does not complain hard enough. It does not push it. It's because we still have our mothers and wives and sisters who have this sacrificial tendency, and they are willing to take all the load. So I'm very happy and glad that all the students have been asked to cook the roti and see what pain that is there. I saw some examples of different shapes and sizes, different maps that were there. I saw some pictures yesterday, some very good ones and some which if given to someone would bring a lot of smile.
So I shared some of the, some of your submissions with, Sanjeev yesterday. We were having.
Yes. Yeah. So I would say that while it's not that it's not progress, but at home we have not found home solutions. I think that's critical. That's important. And in that, I thought that I'll take you to a little bit on this was on basically sheeting, rolling, cutting, and a little bit of cooking largely, because that seems like a problem area, rolling, and that's a bigger problem. But to get that part right, you have to work on the dough right? And on dough also, while what we do at home, we use our hands and we do all of that. There is some work, but not too much work. Again, at industry level, a lot of work has been done. So I want to take you on to the detail on dough making and what mechanization has helped there. So there is a mixer that makes dough. And how does that work? It's a special mixer, and in industry we use it. It's called planetary mixer. And let me just share with you the small video for that, and let me share that with you.
How is this machine capable of churning through a bowl full of thick dough? Beneath
Sound
its
is
skin
feeble but
sits a
manageable.
powerful motor.
Okay.
It can wrestle dough for hours and not burn out. A gearbox amplifies the kneading force.
Explanation, Sanjeev.
Yeah. So if the sound is not there, then so this is a planetary mixer. It moves on two axes. This is the center axis, which moves the dough in the center, and it creates mixing action. But there is a lot of force and torque that is needed, and that comes from the second axis, and that is a planetary motion. So if you see the movement that is there, it's in the center and it's on the sides also, because dough sticks on the sides. So you need a lot of force. So you need mixing action, scraping action, and that's where it is achieved through different. So this is how now if you look at the machine that is broken, it takes a great motor with great horsepower, and if you can see different gears, and basically to create two kinds of motion. So you look at the planetary motion now. There's one center axis that is there, and how the Earth moves around Sun. That planetary motion that is there. So this is typically used. So in center everything is there, and it will scrape the sides also. Nothing will stick on the side. That is what this machine does, and we can do huge quantities with this. We can do that. You get very big machines with this because kneading is important. Why kneading is important? Because kneading is critical in this. In dough, wheat has the water-soluble protein, which is gluten, and to make good roti, good roti is something that is nice, pliable, soft, and that is because of the gluten in wheat, and that needs work, that needs effort, that needs water, and that water needs to be kneaded well. That's why, and after kneading, you need to give it proper rest, right? So that's what this machine does, kneads it well, works on the gluten, and gluten develops and makes it elastic. So that's what happens with this machine. Again, do we have machines that are there at home? Let me take you to a little bit of what we have been doing at our company in Wonder Chef. We've been trying to do a little bit on these things, and let me share with you how we are working on this. So here you are. Don't know whether sound is enough or not.
Oh, you have to play the video.
Yeah, I'm playing, but
The sound is a little low.
But you can explain. You can.
Perfect symphony.
You can explain.
yeah. So it's basically how we have built this company. I work on the designs, on consumer insight, and each product that we work on is very good at it's innovative. There's design. It's stylish. It's very functional. So all the concerns that are there in minds of the consumer, we look at that and try and come up with products which are cutting edge, yet not very intimidating. And that's what we look at when we talk of Wonder Chef. And we have a whole range of products. Let me share with you another. This is a very simple product. In this, you can knead the dough also. Let's see. Let me take. This essentially is a product which you can cut, slice, you can knead the dough, and the important feature here, it's a two-gear system, because you will see this. This is first gear. How you have in a car, you want to start with first gear, and when you have got some speed, you can go on to. So this is the second or fourth gear. So here, if I put half onion, and if I let's look at this. We start with the first gear, and look at, there is no force. It's not very difficult to, but speed is slow, right?
See how
And
easy and
once
smooth
it has
this
been cut
movement is. I
little
am
bit,
hardly having to
after that,
strain or
if
put a
we
lot of
change the
force.
gear, the
This is the
speed
amazing
increases. We
power
have
of the
increased the
first
speed to
gear
4
of the turbo
times
food
so
processor.
that you are not
Once my
rotating it.
onion
So
is
now
coarsely
let's
chopped,
change the
I can move
gear.
to the fourth
And
gear.
once we change the gear, now suddenly the speed goes up and chopping happens very fast.
That's
Now,
Is kneading
very,
dough.
very
very
Add
simple.
creative,
some
very
dough
creative.
Very
to my
simple
milk
idea.
jar. We will
Very
add a little
simple.
bit of
So
water
Sanjeev, is it
and
the first
salt.
time that they have got gears in the crusher? I've never seen gears.
yes, so we are the only ones who got this. We are the first people who did this, and now we have taken it to the world. We sell it in different countries.
As
We
the
sell it.
dough thickens,
We launched
I
this in
moved
UK, and
to
it
the
was
first gear.
launched there for about 15 pounds, which was expensive, but it just
Look at this
went off the shelves
amazingly
there. So
ball of
again,
dough.
atta we can do in this. So it is something which is very simple idea. And we have built cutting, chopping, all of that in
Turbo.
this. Now, another product that I want to talk through is a dosa tawa, and let me just come back to you, and let's look at the screen now. This was something which I would say. Now I want to move away from Roti, because Roti, there's a lot of work that you guys are doing, and I'm sure that you would look at creating many interesting options on Roti making. Dosa was something which, as part of growing up, living in north of India, you couldn't get good quality dosa. You could not make very good quality dosa, right? And yes, I did wave to some people who waved at me, right? Now, in terms of dosa, when we started to make at home, we didn't have tawa which was thick and which was cast iron. You had to work on it, and dosa would stick on that. And then we bought non-stick tawa from market. But the tawa that was given for dosa, non-stick tawa, we would make dosa on that, and we realized that dosa that you make, it would not be crisp on that. It would be kind of very sorry looking dosa. And I thought that no, we need to come up with a non-stick tawa where you can get nice crisp dosa. It should not be very heavy. It should be where the dosa comes out nicely. It should be nice and crisp and evenly crisp. How do we work on that? Now, I'm a chef, so I understand how dosa, why does it become crisp? What happens in dosa making? So dosa crispness comes on that cast iron tawa that you see. It's at very high heat. And when you put the batter, it sticks there, and you increase the heat, and through that contact on tawa and that batter, that caramelization happens, that browning happens, and because of nice seasoning of that tawa and the thickness of that heat is there, you can take it out, and it's nice dosa. But when you make it on non-stick, now non-stick by nature is something on which things don't stick. Now we were trying to solve a problem of a dosa which has to stick on a pan which is non-stick. So non-stick now it's counterproductive. You can't do that. Nobody was thinking like that. People were not thinking that if you have to. So we wanted to have a tawa where it would stick initially, and after a point,
Release.
it will release. Now, this was the trick, which is intuitive. I could think like that, but anyone I went to, we went to many factories. We went to Italy, we went to China, we went to Korea, we went to many factories. And I would say that I want something where I want this to stick, and non-stick action should start to kick in after 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and things like that. and we couldn't get that. There was nobody who was. They said no, we don't have any material. We put non-stick to take care of non-stick properties. The coating is for that. It is nothing. Then I came across a product. It was an Italian company, and they had a pan which they called a thermopoint. That thermopoint was that it would have a cutoff. It was again on gas, nothing electrical, but it would cut off, but manual cutoff, where they had put a small kind of a you could see a material which would change its color, right? Going on higher temperature, it change the color, and they were selling that as a thermopoint pan. Now I had something to show that, this is something that can be done. It is something that it can be looked at. Again, we went back. We spent close to about 2 years. Now I can tell you, for last 2 years, 2.5 years, we have a pan. The photograph that I showed you, we have a pan. Initially, it was different. Now it is different. Which you put the dosa batter, it will stick on the pan, and the non-stick action kicks in later after achieving a higher temperature, and you get dosa. So no competition.
This is
company
amazing. This is
cannot
amazing.
get this. And anyone says, how come your dosa tawa is different? Say no, but we don't talk about this. We don't say that what we have done.
Do you have the exclusive license to this technology?
Yeah, we don't even talk about it. This is probably one of the first time we don't even share. It's just that the experience, people know. See, people don't need to know why how it is done, right? And of course it's proprietary to us. It's used on some other application. We have taken it. Then the other problem that was there was dosa tawa needs to be large, and which we have, but we still are happy when we can have a handle with it, right? We are used to it. It's easy to maneuver. But dosa tawa, which is large, you still need a handle. It cannot be a small handle. You need, as per its size, the dosa tawa with its handle becomes very large. So then the photograph that I showed you is a dosa tawa which has a handle which can be taken out. Very simple. You can click it and take it out. So it becomes a very nice dosa tawa where handle can come out. Now we have many pans where the handles can come out. We have kadhais where the ears with which you hold them, they can come out. They can click down one pan in the other. So we have worked on many different things. And also at Wonder Chef, one of the things, I'm a kitchen guy, I would say that why should our pans and kitchen be so boring? So I started with a thought that we should bring in some fashion in cooking, right? You have cooking is fun. So we brought in color. So suddenly pans were earlier black, at most a little bit of maybe some red, and we suddenly brought a whole range of colors in our pot. Now you have exciting colors in the kitchen thanks to Wonder Chef.
There is some student who's not. Students, please, Karthik, please mute yourself. Yeah. He's been playing his table.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I'm a percussionist. Students, I play drums. That's what I do. I have a band. Yes.
So you have a band?
Yes, I have a band.
Wow.
We've actually, Professor Anil, we played to a very large gathering in Ahmedabad. Live show we did
Really?
for Divya Bhaskar. They had arranged it. We had about some 2,500 people. We did one in Jaipur. So we do this Khana or Gana. It's live cooking and music. And we did one show in Ahmedabad also. So yeah, so that's maybe sometime with Mood Indigo we'll do something right. So let's go and see some other stuff. So this is the dosa tawa that we are talking about. It's a nice big tawa, and the handle can come out. It's a click handle that can come out. Dosa batter will stick, and the non-stick property will kick in after some time. It's a very, very unique tawa. Again, a simple intervention, and it's just done with persistence, I can tell you. Same thing we did. The way we in Indian cooking, there's a lot of mixing and grinding that happens. And let me show you a short video, and then we'll talk more about this. I don't know if sound is there.
Yes, it is there. It is there.
Okay.
Very good sound.
Right. So this is something which we started, I would say about 6-7 years ago, and we realized that in India a lot of cutting, chopping is done, and mixing, grinding, chutney, garam masala, juice, atta, all of that. Yet we didn't want to have something which was bulky. We wanted something which was simple, small, effective. There are no buttons. It just, you put the attachment and press it, and it starts. Very handy, very effective. The motor works at a very high speed, and it just works at great speed. There is a design. If you look at it, there are different colors that are there. So there's fun in cooking, and that's what we brought in. And we believe that in cooking, you don't need to make it boring. Now this mixer grinder, that we call it a NutriBlend, is become the #1 selling grinder in this country. We sell most numbers by far as compared to any other brand. We are the market leaders in this for a company which only started 10 years ago. To beat someone, but it was just an insight on design, on what it needs to do. The family size, it's becoming smaller. You don't need big quantities, but you still needed something very efficient, something that could do everything. Yet it was not cumbersome. It was not something where we also realized that machines don't need to last a lifetime. Something like this we sell for about 2,500-3,000 rupees, right? It's something that you get bored of in 2 years. You can buy a new one, and then there is a new one that's coming up every year with something new. In any case, we have a Pro model also, which is a bigger model, but with same philosophy. Now, this works on the principle of high speed. It works on cutting and chopping and all of that at a very high speed. But I believe that this is Nutrition Week. 1st to 7th is Nutrition Week. And we at Wonderchef, we believe there are 3 principles that we work with: health, taste, convenience. These are the 3 pillars that we build this company on: health, taste, and convenience. In that order. Health, taste, and convenience. That's the order that we follow. Then we realized, so we were also making juices in this, and I understand what happens when you break something into cut something in very small size. You are increasing the surface area when you're cutting and chopping, and it is the oxidation happens too much, and that's not a great thing, right? So we had to slow the process. How slow cooking, and Professor Anil talked about it yesterday, that खाना जो है वो इत्मीनान से बनाना चाहिए. इत्मीनान बहुत जरूरी होता है. लज्जत इत्मीनान से आती है. So for that, we thought that we will look at a little bit of how do we bring in nutrition through something which is very effective, very efficient, but does not work on the principle of fast cutting, right? So NutriBlend is on fast cutting. Let me show you something which works on principle which is slow principle. Okay, and that is something which is slow juicer. This is
Wonderful.
this is the slow juicer, and
Wow. That's very interesting.
sound is there.
So it has more fiber. Does it have more fiber?
Yes. So here there is no cutting. There is pressing.
So the cell walls are not getting dark.
Yeah. So it presses. It does not cut. So fiber is more. There is.
And there's no filtering here.
There is a strainer. There is a strainer. There is a strainer. You can change how much fiber you want. You can control that. There's a function that you can control how much fiber you want. But it works. It's very efficient. It's very fast, but speed is slow, and it works on pressing. So it's very interesting juicer. Fruits and vegetables and everything you can have very high quality. Enzymes are preserved, and the test is if you make a juicer in a typical juicer, let's say you make a juice of tomatoes, and you put that in a glass and leave it for 20 minutes. Water from the tomatoes and the pulp of tomatoes, there would be two separate layers you'll be able to see. You make tomato juice in this machine, you keep tomato juice, and after 2 hours also, there would not be any separation. That's the quality of
so
this.
homogenization takes place.
Homogenization, and also because it is not kind of
it's not tearing the cell walls.
Yeah, it's not sharing in a way. It is pressing and extracting the juice. So that's how the principle works. Works on citrus, works on beetroot. You can put anything. So we use it every day, and we put whatever is there in the fridge. Sometimes lauki, amla, apple. We put everything, and I also put a little bit of beetroot every day, so that the color is consistent. So kids, they find the color same, they're okay. They don't want to know whether there's lauki or not, and then they have it. And it's nice, very, very interesting, very healthy
Thanks for sharing
juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that's there on, I would say, very interesting.
How about the seeds? Seeds get separated?
Yes. Seeds don't get crushed.
Yes. You go into the pulp.
Yes, that's correct.
There's a separate exit for pulp and separate exit for juice.
Yes.
That is correct. That's correct. So because, but it does not get crushed. That's the intelligence in it.
That's the beautiful part.
Now we have a digital version. So see, now the thinking is that we should be able to do many things which and there's a lot of work that is being done. It's not that work is not being done. There's a lot of work is being done in many ways. So simple. So at home I have a coffee machine, right? So something like Nespresso, Nestle, worked on a machine which is very efficient. They're one of the most profitable businesses for them is Nespresso, because they are able to sell a simple pod with about 2 grams of coffee. 2 grams of coffee. In India, this it's not easily available, but I saw it on Amazon. It is 10 pods are available for 1,400 rupees. So 2 grams coffee for 140 rupees. Look at this. Okay. look at what is the price for 1 kilo. 70,000 rupees, right? Would that be 70,000 rupees? Yes. Okay. 2 grams is 140. Yeah. Now look at more than gold, right? That's what they're selling. Why? Because they have a machine which gives you espresso coffee. Espresso is what? Espresso is when you have steam that comes in at high pressure. So it works at 18 bar pressure, and that machine is there, and it can extract that coffee flavor and liquor and taste. So that's their world leaders in that. In India, our coffee, especially in South India, we work on different principles. So our containers are where we keep its drip coffee. So the difference is Italians built a machine with high pressure. We have coffee in South India and Tamil Nadu and all, where the pressure is low. It's a low pressure coffee. Both are unique. So we have not marketed it that well. They have marketed high pressure coffee, whereas I would say that slow pressure coffee, low pressure coffee is better. Like slow cooking is better, but we need to work on it. We need to make it more marketable. We need to create a story around it. So there are products, we have to package it well, we have to create a story around it. So there are certain problems that are there which we need to solve, but there are certain inherent properties, inherent advantages that we have, that we need to tell the story better. I do my best, whatever I can do, but we have a room full of smart, intelligent young people. They need to focus on that. And then I see a lot of ID students, they go after startups. There are so many opportunities in the kitchen, I can tell you, that you'll be shocked that you can create multi-billion businesses focusing on home kitchens of India. And I can tell you that it's not that difficult. Yes, do we need to challenge ourselves? And I'm so happy that the professors here have challenged you. So with this, let me take you to a small some random thoughts that are there, which is on food. We all know that we are what we eat, yet we take it for granted. I think it's time that we wake up. We become, we take cognizance of the fact that we are worried about the quality of petrol that we put in our bike, whether it is, अरे डीजल तो नहीं पड़ गया कहीं गलती से, पेट्रोल ही डला है ना, नहीं तो गाड़ी खराब हो जाएगी. तो अपनी गाड़ी में जो पेट्रोल डीजल जो भी डाल रहे हैं वो अच्छी क्वालिटी का डालें. Let's focus, let's think about this, let's be more, let's think more when it comes to that. It's a question that has our taste changed over the years. I just want to leave you with a thought. Our taste, fortunately, India has not changed that much. Just to tell you, maybe a little over 5,000 years ago also, our taste was same what it is today, which is khatta, meetha, tikha, namkeen. That is what it is. In India, we've always talked of 6 tastes. Chat ras. Ayurveda talks of chat ras. World knows only 4 tastes. We always knew 6 tastes. And that is something that we have stayed with. Forms have changed. Form meaning we will have masala noodle, but taste is same. We will have aloo tikki burger, taste is same. We will have pizza, but taste is Indian. So taste has remained same. Forms have changed. So that's something, let's take pride in our taste, and let's also make our forms more acceptable globally. Let's start influencing the world more with our forms and our taste, rather than getting swayed with the. So remember, whenever you are eating pizza or burger or whatever you are eating, you are still eating Indian food. You may think that you are eating, so don't fool yourself. Start taking pride in Indianness, that we have Indianness of taste. Don't be apologetic. Okay, so it's the Indian taste in a form of a pizza. So but you can create great pizzas, make with different millets. Our paranthas are complicated pizzas. They did not know how to stuff it. We knew how to stuff the pizza with the paranthas that we have. So it's a more evolved cuisine. Let's celebrate that more. Millets that we have. Let's start eating more indigenous grains that we have. Ragi, nachni, jawar, bajra, kodo. There are so many that are there. Let's eat them more. Cooking in clay is something that was traditional to us. In our house, we cook a lot in clay. We make khichdi regularly, and it tastes better. It keeps it moist. It keeps it hot, and it's magical. So let's adopt traditional cooking a little bit more. On immunity, because I just wanted to touch a little bit on that. Maintain your immunity. Food, your spice box that's there, whether it's haldi, whether it's cinnamon, whether it is cloves. So I don't know how many of you know cinnamon and cloves and amla are very high in something called ORAC value, right? We talked of, you would have heard of antioxidants, right? These things, ORAC value is very important because it's more oxygen giving things, ingredients that are there. So there are many Indian ingredients that are very high in ORAC value. They build your immunity. So believe in your spice box, whether it's creating a kala, whether it's creating a curry, whether it's creating anything dish that is there with Indian spices, chances are your immunity building would be higher. So remember, even if you're cooking pasta, put some haldi in it. Don't be shy of it. Be proud of your Indianness. In terms of immunity, since a lot of students are here, little bit of activity would help, not sitting in front of phone and computers and iPads. Move, build your steps, even indoors. I try to do at least 10,000 steps, even without moving outside. Regularity of events, whether it's sleep, whether it's eating, whether it's studying, very important for immunity building. Low stress low mat, keep it low. And also proper regular sleep. Your immunity would be great. That's something that I just wanted to quickly touch on. And here's something I wanted to share a small video with you on clean cooking. Now, this is a organization. There's an organization called Clean Cooking Alliance, and I've been working with them. It's a UNICEF project that's there, and I've been working with them for many years. And before this COVID, we went to a village in Gujarat, where we've been working on why there is a need of clean cooking. What do I mean by clean cooking? Just to tell you, you are aware that how many people globally have died with COVID. Now, let me share with you. Smoking, not cigarette smoking. Smoking from smoke that is generated from cooking, especially from wood and charcoal. Over a million people, I'm repeating myself, die every year in South Asia. Every year. And that's what we've been intervening on that and trying to work on that. And just want to share.
कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम होती है धुएं की, सिगरेट के पैकेट पे लिखा रहता है कि स्मोकिंग किल्स, पर ये कुकिंग का जो धुआं है वो तो कहीं नहीं लिखा होता इट किल्स. इफ दैट कैन किल, दिस कैन किल बिग टाइम. ये जो इंटरवेंशन क्लीन कुकिंग अलायंस की है, जिसमें अवेयरनेस बढ़ाई जा रही है, बातें की जा रही हैं, उसकी वजह से ये जो धुआं है ये छटना शुरू हो गया. अब इसकी जो पेस है वो बढ़ेगी.
It's so nice of you to share this, Sanjeev ji, because हमारे professor हैं यहाँ पर, Professor Sethi from Environmental Science. He's also doing a lot of work, and there's so much to be done in the kitchen. For all our people who are working in the kitchen, our family which needs. And Sanjeev ji, I'm very, very happy to also inform you that some of our students' moms are also here, and they are listening to you, and that's wonderful. And our alumni also are listening. Please go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Fantastic. No. Thank you very much. I think I'm also trying to see some questions that may be there. So I'll encourage people to put their questions in the chat. If there are any specific questions, please feel free to ask me.
एक सवाल, एक बच्चे ने शरारती सवाल पूछा है।
हाँ जी।
रात को घर पे खाना बनाते हो?
सिर्फ रात को नहीं, दिन में भी बनाता हूँ। So खाना
मतलब दुनिया भर को सिखाते हो, अपने घर पे क्या करते हो? That is what he wanted to know.
या घर की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, घर की बात कर रहा हूँ और बिल्कुल घर पे खाना जो है अभी नेचुरली ये क्लास के लिए जो नाश्ते का है, so my wife has been working on that. My mom has finished her breakfast, but बाकी चल रहा है। तो अभी क्योंकि कोविड में घर पे हैं तो बहुत प्लानिंग चलती रहती है। We keep on working on अच्छा, okay, what is there for lunch, what is there for dinner, and today we have, normally we work in advance.
संजीव जी 5 मिनट आप हिंदी में बात करिए, क्योंकि बहुत सारे मॉम they want you to talk in Hindi for a few minutes at least.
अरे मेरा तो मतलब आपने दिल की बात कह दी। मैं तो हिंदी में बड़ा अच्छा, मैं हिंदी मीडियम से पढ़ा हुआ हूँ। हिंदी मेरी ज्यादा शुद्ध है, ज्यादा अच्छी है।
मैं भी हिंदी मीडियम का हूँ।
तो मुझे मतलब बहुत अच्छा, मैं तो सोचता हिंदी हूँ, फिर अंग्रेजी में ट्रांसलेट करके बोलना पड़ता है।
सही कह रहे हैं।
तो मैं तो सोचता हिंदी में, तो हिंदी तो बहुत अच्छी।
एक सवाल ये आया कि जो आपने बनाए हैं नए डिजाइन, उसको साफ करने में कितनी दिक्कत आती है?
बिल्कुल, जो डिजाइन जब करना शुरू करते हैं, सो थॉट से, मतलब अभी जैसे मेरे पास में कुछ अनफिनिश्ड थॉट्स हैं, तो उसको करने में कुछ चीजें जल्दी हो जाती है, कुछ जल्दी मुश्किल से होती है। एक्चुअली दैट इज माय लास्ट स्लाइड दैट्स देयर। तो कभी आपको बिकॉज यू हैव टू वर्क विद एक्सपर्ट्स, राइट? तो एक्सपर्ट्स में नॉर्मली हमारा जो होता है, एक तो डिजाइनर्स इन हाउस जो हमारे होते हैं उनके साथ में काम करते हैं। ज़्यादा फिर काम हम फैक्ट्रीज में जो वेंडर्स हैं उनके साथ में काम करते हैं। पहले प्रोटोटाइप बनाते हैं, प्रोटोटाइप बना के उसको टेस्ट करते हैं, उसको रिफाइन करते हैं। जैसे रोटी मेकिंग मशीन है, राइट? वी हैव बीन वर्किंग ऑन इट, पर अभी तक वो परफेक्ट ही नहीं हुई है, क्योंकि उसके अंदर अच्छा एक बड़ी कंपनी ने एक ने लॉन्च भी करी है, बट वो काफी लोगों ने खरीदी, तो मुझे पता है कि उसके अंदर प्रॉब्लम क्या है, राइट? वो जब तक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं होगी तो आप $1000 की बेच लो, लेकिन रोटी तो ठीक नहीं बनेगी। रोटी ठीक नहीं बनेगी तो फिर मशीन निकालने का फायदा नहीं है। तो आई बीन वर्किंग ऑन दैट प्रॉब्लम, और अभी तक हमें उसका मतलब अगर सिंगल फोकस से करें, अगर मैं एक ही चीज बना रहा होता कंपनी में तो शायद उस पर काम हो जाता। और अभी मतलब हमारे जो को फाउंडर है, मेरे जो पार्टनर है रवि, वो खुद भी इंजीनियर हैं, वो दिल्ली कॉलेज ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग के हैं। और उसके बाद में आप जानते हो शायद प्रोफेसर अनिल, रवि सक्सेना, वो IIM अहमदाबाद के हैं। मैं आपको बता रहा था, आपके IIM कहते हैं, बहुत 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 बढ़िया, आप बहुत तारीफ कर रहे थे आपकी। तो हम लोग मतलब हमारा दिमाग चलता रहता है, हम लोग कोशिश करते रहते हैं कि अच्छा इसमें किस तरह से किया जाए। जैसे काफ़ी समय लगा हमें, जैसे कॉफ़ी इंडिया में पिछले कुछ सालों से पॉपुलर हो रही है, लेकिन कॉफ़ी जो पॉपुलर हो रही है वो मार्केट में जाएं तो अच्छी जो कॉफ़ी है, कैपुचिनो जो जिसको हमारे यहाँ पे एस्प्रेसो पहले से ही कहते हैं, कैपुचिनो चाहिए होती है झाग वाली, लेकिन कहते हैं एस्प्रेसो होते हैं क्योंकि वैसे ही मिलती थी, वो अभी भी 100-150 रुपए में मिलती है, विच इज़ वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव एक कप के लिए। तो मेरा ये आइडिया था कि कोई ऐसी कॉफ़ी होनी चाहिए जो हम घर में, जैसे हमारे पास में इंस्टेंट कॉफ़ी, हमारे यहाँ पे लोग इंस्टेंट कॉफ़ी मतलब अगर साउथ को छोड़ते हैं तो बाकी जगह इंस्टेंट कॉफ़ी ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल की जाती है, लेकिन उसमें झाग वाली कैसी बनेगी, राइट? तो इंस्टेंट कॉफी से झाग वाली कॉफी बनानी हो, जो जिसको कैपुचिनो बोला जा सके, तो घर में वो बनानी हो, तो उस पे करीब हमने 2 साल लगाए और अब जाके हमने मार्केट में वो लॉन्च करी है, जिसमें आप इंस्टेंट कॉफी डालिए, तो आप दूध डालिए, पानी डालिए, चीनी डालिए, उसके अंदर झाग वाली एकदम बढ़िया से ऊपर से आप चॉकलेट डाल लीजिए, बन जाएगी। सो आई वांटेड समथिंग जिसके अंदर आप मतलब कॉफी भी बने, उस तरह से भी बन जाए, ज्यादा महंगी भी ना हो, 2 कप से ज्यादा वाली भी ना हो। सो समय लगा, बिल्कुल लगा। इज इट परफेक्ट? इट इज perfect but not on the price point. I want the price point to be lower. अभी जो हमारी जिस तरह से हमने उसको बनवाया है, जो हमारा वेंडर है वो क्योंकि यूनिक है, एक ही बंदा पूरी दुनिया में बना रहा है, हमारे लिए ही बना रहा है, और हमारे पास इतने ऑर्डर नहीं है कि हम उसको उस प्राइस से हम उसको उतना पुश कर सकें। सो एवरीथिंग इज देयर, बट प्राइस पे अभी हम थोड़ा मार खा रहे हैं। ऐसे ही जैसे अब एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं हुई है, सो कुछ अनफिनिश्ड चीजें हैं, and that's my last slide, and then we'll take the last then we can take questions. I can share this with you कि ये कुछ अनफिनिश्ड टास्क हैं जो मेरे चल रहे हैं। एक टी केटल है, उसके साथ में सी थ्रू तंदूर है, प्रेशर कुकर विद ग्लास लिड है। तो ये मेरे कुछ काम चल रहे हैं। तो आई टेक यू।
ये प्रेशर कुकर विद ग्लास तो मेरा ड्रीम है संजीव जी, तो मैं आपसे लग गया हूँ अभी, सोच लीजिए।
अरे
हाँ,
क्या
ये
बात
तो
कर रहे हैं।
मैं हॉकिंस के साथ, प्रेस्टीज के साथ बहुत काम किया हूँ प्रेशर कुकर के ऊपर, और मैंने एक एग्जिस्टिंग हॉकिंस प्रेशर कुकर में शीशा भी डाल के ट्राई किया हूँ अंदर साइड में वॉल में होल करके, बट दिस इज आल्सो माय ड्रीम, सो वी आर टुगेदर ऑन दिस ड्रीम।
तो चलिए फिर, आप जानते होंगे क्योंकि मैं भी इस पे काम कर रहा हूँ, आप भुमरा जी को फिर जानते होंगे।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
तो भुमरा जी से पूछे मैंने कितने साल पहले ये बात शुरू की थी।
Gupta ji is our alumnus students and he's designed this first Hawkins Futura which is exhibited
करेक्ट। तो भुमरा जी से मिले जब, मैंने कहा कि ये सब कुछ ठीक है, मैं कुकिंग करता हूँ ना शोज के अंदर, मैं प्रेशर कुकर नहीं यूज करता। वो इसलिए नहीं यूज करता क्योंकि टीवी में अगर दिख नहीं रहा कि क्या बन रहा है अंदर, तो शो तो जीरो हो गया। तो ऐसा प्रेशर कुकर आप बनाइए जिसमें ग्लास की लिड हो। तो दिस मस्ट बी, मेरे ख्याल से कम नहीं तो शायद 15 से 20 साल पुरानी बात हुई है।
हाँ जी। तो अभी संजीव जी,
पर अभी तक उनसे भी नहीं हुआ। मैं भी
एक CSIR की लैब है, सेंट्रल ग्लास एंड सिरेमिक रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट कलकत्ता में। आई कैन कनेक्ट यू बोथ टू देम। तो उनके पास अगर ऐसा कोई ग्लास मटेरियल है तो वो लोग भी आपसे बात करेंगे। वो लोग न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर का जो कंटेनर होता है वो बनाते हैं ग्लास का,
उसका ग्लास का,
तो इसलिए उनके पास तो हर तरह का ग्लास होगा। CSIR की लैब है कलकत्ता में। आई कनेक्ट।
ओ, तो चलिए ग्लास की कभी बात आई तो दूसरा मैं बताता हूँ। मतलब मैं पिछले साल मैं एक इंजीनियर हूँ, IIT के ही हैं, IIT मुंबई के ही हैं, केमिकल इंजीनियर, नहीं सॉरी मेटलर्जी इंजीनियर थे। अभी वो बोइंग वगैरह के लिए पार्ट्स बनाते हैं, रवि तिलक करके नाम है उनका। तो उनसे मिला तो मैं ऐसी बात कर रहा था कि मैंने कहा ऐसी ऐसी चीजें, मैं कहा आप इतना बड़ा काम करते हो, इतने चीजें बनाते हो, तो मैंने कहा मुझे एक तंदूर बनाना है, जो रेस्टोरेंट्स में ना तंदूर ऐसा होना चाहिए जो मतलब शोकेस हो। तंदूर सोचो ग्लास का हो, अंदर कोयले दिख रहे हो, उसमें सरिया डले, उसमें से जो कबाब है वो दिख रहे हो। ये तंदूर क्ले में दिखता नहीं है, अगर ग्लास का हो तो कितना मजा हो। तो उन्होंने बड़ा काम किया, सब कुछ किया, सारा कुछ करके फिर उन्होंने कहा अच्छा इसमें इधर मैं इधर एल्यूमिनियम की प्लेट लगाऊं। उन्होंने प्रोटोटाइप बनाया, मैं लॉस एंजलिस में उनका फैक्ट्री है, सब कुछ है, किया। लेकिन वो अभी तक मतलब, तो आपने पूछा कि दिक्कत आती है, क्या आती है, तो एक तो ये प्रेशर कुकर ग्लास लिड वाला, तंदूर पूरा ग्लास का, और एक टी केटल सिंपल सा ही, क्योंकि आज स्टूडेंट्स हैं तो मैंने आज सुबह ही ये सोचा कि टी केटल जो है हमारे पास में, उसमें हम सिर्फ पानी गर्म करते हैं, राइट। लेकिन क्यों उसके अंदर चाय बना के, इलेक्ट्रिक हमारे पास कोई ऐसी नहीं है कि इसमें चाय पत्ती भी डाल दी, दूध भी डाल दिया, कभी मूड आया तो मैगी नूडल भी इसमें बना लिए। क्यों नहीं बना सकते? क्योंकि उसको धोना पड़ता है तो इलेक्ट्रिकल होता है। तो ऐसा कोई ऐसी चीज जिसके अंदर वो ऊपर से, एंड कैन बी डन, इट्स फेयरली सिंपल। मतलब मैं आज सुबह, क्योंकि क्लास के बारे में था, तो मेरे प्रॉब्लम है, नींद में भी सोचता रहता हूँ। तो मैं नींद में ये सोच रहा था कि अच्छा और क्या हो सकता है, क्या है। तो आज मैंने सोचा है, तो अब मैं इस पे काम करना शुरू करूंगा। एक्चुअली I can do something, a small induction वाला मैं कर सकता हूँ, which I can create, it can be done. It's not customized for a tea kettle or for a boiler, a small induction, high efficient. मतलब हो सकता है, it's not impossible. ये तो
संजय, एक सवाल आ रहा है, 2-3 बार बच्चों ने पूछा है कि जो कोटिंग होता है, नॉन स्टिक कोटिंग, हम लोग जानते हैं कि टेफ्लॉन वाज नॉट कंसिडर्ड टू सेफ,
करेक्ट,
तो उसका न्यूट्रिशन पर या उसकी हेल्थ पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ता है?
बिल्कुल, बहुत बहुत अच्छा सवाल है, वेरी वेरी नाइस. सो नेचुरली ये जितने भी केमिकल्स होंगे इसमें कुछ ना कुछ मर्जी बोल लें. So for Wonder Chef, हमने I said that we work on 3 principles, 3 pillars that we have: health, taste, and so health is in that order. तो health number 1 है. So in that अगर हम non-stick कर रहे हैं तो कैसे? So first we started with that कि हम non-toxic material के साथ में करेंगे. So हमारा जो है, all the material that we use is PFOA free. तो that's the toxicity comes जो है उसमें मतलब जो highest grade है, that's the PFOA free. That is one part. More importantly, कोई भी जो coating अगर आप कर रहे हैं, how is that coating पे, if you are eating that coating, if that coating is coming off, if that coating is reactive, one, that coating is not reactive, so that risk is 0. Risk comes in when that coating starts to come off. Right? When does that coating come off? Coating comes off when it is not applied properly. So, हमारी जो coating है, so हम उसके लिए you have to use naked aluminium, highest quality. Then that has to be cleaned. Then that cleaning has to be done. So all our material there, which is non-stick, there. One, it is naked, high quality aluminum that is taken. It is cleaned robotically. Then it is dried robotically. Then there, मतलब उसके अंदर कोई air bubble नहीं आना चाहिए. Not even a speck of dust आना चाहिए. So it is done in an environment which is dust free. It is done robotically. Not even so. When you do that, when that application is done, then the chances of that are minimized, right? Now, remember, हर चीज के अंदर there is always a trade-off. बैलगाड़ी बड़ी अच्छी थी, non-polluting vehicle, पर हमें स्पीड चाहिए थी. अगर हमें स्पीड चाहिए थी, तो फिर हमने उसके साथ में धुआं भी आना शुरू हो गया, right? So there is a trade-off. So I would say कि अगर हमें तेल अगर हम इतना थोड़ा सा कम करना है, तो हमारे खाने अगर चिपकना शुरू हो रहा है, तो we need कि किस तरह से करें. So there is a trade-off, but with a high quality non-stick. So I would say कि ऐसे non-stick pan मत लें जो 999 में 3 pan मिल रहे हैं ना, जो वो वैसे ही होंगे, उसका non-stick खाना ही पड़ेगा. Invest in a high quality pan.
Very true, very true.
It's very very important because उसमें naturally we are continuously working on what is best in the world, what is there. We are trying to do that, and of course we work with other materials.
एक सवाल रह गया संजीव कि जो आपके devices हैं उनकी cleaning के लिए do you give some kind of instructions? What are the do's and don'ts?
100%. मतलब उसके लिए हम ये कहते हैं कि even if it is let's say metal spoon free, हम फिर भी कहते हैं wooden spoons use करो, silicone वाला use करो. Cleaning के लिए हम उसका वो देते हैं. मैं आपको मतलब दिखा सकता हूँ कि हम लोग उसके ना सिलिकॉन का स्क्रबर सजेस्ट भी करते हैं कि हाँ, it's a very very high quality scrubber that's there. Okay, actually हम पकड़ने के लिए भी, अपने कल टॉन्ग्स की बात हुई, हम सिलिकॉन की हमारे पास में पकड़ है. You can hold anything with that and it's very very simple. तो ये हाथ पे पकड़ बहुत आसानी से can go up to 450 degrees centigrade. This can take. So this.
So in place of tongs, you have just made the hands more functional.
आराम से, आप मतलब आराम से
हाथ से पकड़ सकते, उठा सकते हैं बर्तन को बिना गरम किए.
Risk is low. आप हाथ जिस तरह से मैन्यूवर कर सकते हो, टॉन्ग स्लिप कर सकती है, सब कुछ कर सकती है. This is more intuitive.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. इसकी पकड़, इसके ये फ्लेक्सिबल है.
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. ये देखिए, ये मैं इसको मोड़ रहा हूँ. ये देखिए,
लकी अभी अपने पास ये अच्छे कॉस्ट में बन भी सकता है संजीव जी. काफी. Is it a Wonder Chef product?
Yes, it's a Wondership product.
Oh, lovely.
So now ये मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. ये स्क्रबर है. ये भी ये इसमें क्लोज अगर आप देखें, look at this.
Yeah, very nice. It has got very good, pants.
ये silicone का.
Oh, this is for cleaning the utensils.
Cleaning the utensils, you can clean anything.
Wow, lovely.
Beautiful, and it's pliable, flexible. कुछ नहीं होता, जिंदगी भर चलेगा. कुछ नहीं होगा. आप ये नहीं कि हर बार खरीद रहे हैं कुछ, जो अभी घिसने के लिए कुछ चाहिए, नहीं, जिंदगी भर चलेगा.
ये जो cleaning का industry है, that's also huge, I heard.
It is.
Very, and then if you use good scrubbers, you can use very little soap, which is bad for health again, because soap residues जो हैं वो काफी. In fact, मैं तो काफी दिन से soap बंद किया हूँ. I use old lime, I use imli, and use a scrubbers. I got a very nice IKEA brush. उसमें भी एक अच्छा brush था उसके पास. Without what, if you clean, it's pretty good. So this whole industry is very big, yeah.
हाँ, वो available नहीं है अभी वो.
अच्छा.
हाँ, मतलब वो I think 49 rupees का बेचते हैं इंडिया में. लेकिन हाँ अवेलेबल नहीं है. कल की बात बता रहा हूँ.
When I was in Canada, I bought it. Yeah, and I bought 5 of them, and I'm using it.
अलग-अलग कलर के हैं, white है, red है, blue है.
अभी थोड़ा स्टूडेंट्स को टाइम देते हैं. Only about 7 minutes are there. तो बच्चों, अगर किसी को कोई सवाल ऐसा पूछना है जो अभी तक नहीं आया हो, तो आप लोग अनम्यूट करके बात करिए.
I had a question.
Yes.
सर, जितनी भी आप टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप कर रहे हैं अभी, मतलब इट्स फॉर लाइक अपर क्लास किचन्स और उनके लिए ज्यादा सूटेबल है. बट हाउ डू यू थिंक वी कैन ट्रांसलेट ऑल ऑफ दिस टेक्नोलॉजी, ताकि मतलब थोड़ी बड़ी लाइक जो कॉटेज इंडस्ट्रीज टाइप होती है जहाँ पे ये यूज कर सके. लाइक स्पेशली आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट जो विलेज प्राइमरी स्कूल्स होते हैं जहाँ पे वो क्या कहते हैं, मील वाली स्कीम्स चलती हैं बच्चों के लिए फॉर देयर न्यूट्रिशन एंड एवरीथिंग. सो हाउ डू यू थिंक वी कैन ट्रांसलेट ऑल ऑफ दिस लाइक फैक्ट्री नॉलेज जो हमें डाउन टू द स्मॉलर स्केल्स, उस पे अगर इनसाइट.
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. सो इस पे मतलब वो जब होगा क्लास तो वो पूरा उसको बताएंगे. सो वी वर्क वेरी क्लोजली. तो जैसे मैंने क्लीन कुकिंग अलायंस का आपको बताया, तो उसमें जो हमने चूल्हे हैं, वो जो चूल्हे डिजाइन हुए हैं वो इस तरह से डिजाइन हुए हैं जिसमें लकड़ी जो आप तोड़ के लेके आते हैं, महिलाएं वही लेके आती हैं, उसमें से मतलब जो आंच निकलती है उसमें धुआं कम आता है, ज्यादा एफिशिएंट है, बर्तन काला नहीं करता. ऑल्सो अब उसके साथ में ऐसे 2-3 डिजाइन हो गए हैं जिसमें से आप अपना फोन भी चार्ज कर सकते हो, बिकॉज गाँव में सब में फोन भी है. तो हर चीज में, और ये जैसे आप कर रहे हैं इसमें हम, क्योंकि मैं अक्षय पात्रा के साथ में काम करता हूँ, तो हम लोग आंगनवाड़ी जो हैं उनके किचन्स में उनके क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, जो कंटिन्यूसली हम काम करते हैं और बहुत काम कर रहे हैं, इसलिए मैं बता देता हूँ. तो जब आप इस काम में सिर्फ क्वेश्चन से हट के जब सीरियसली काम करना शुरू करेंगे तो आप मुझे ढूंढ भी लेंगे और मेरे से काम भी करवा लेंगे. पर उसके लिए बहुत काम करना पड़ता है, बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. सिर्फ क्वेश्चन ही काम करिए. मेरा मानना ये है कि जितने लोग हैं कुछ करना जो है, तो एक होता है बातें करना, राइट, एक होता है थॉट से बहुत सारी चीजें अचीव नहीं होती, एक्शन से होती है. एक्शन इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. आइडिया सबके पास होते हैं, आइडिया की कोई वैल्यू नहीं है जब तक उसको एक्शन में नहीं लेके आए. तो एक्शन के लिए हर रोज सपने में भी सोचना पड़ता है और सुबह उठ के भी एक्साइटमेंट लानी पड़ती है.
एक सवाल है कि सोलर कुकिंग को कैसे कुछ और इम्प्रूवमेंट करने के बारे में क्या कर सकते हैं?
सोलर कुकिंग जो है इंटरनेशनली काफ़ी अच्छे उसके ऑप्शंस अब आने शुरू हो गए हैं. प्रॉब्लम जो सिर्फ है उसके साइज की है, बट देर आर सर्टन कॉटेज इंडस्ट्री साइजेस जो हैं वो आए हैं, बट अगेन जहाँ के लिए वो एप्लीकेबल है उनके लिए 1200 रुपये भी महंगे. सो दैट इज समथिंग विच इज becoming bottleneck. Solutions हैं. Fortunately अच्छी बात ये है कि solutions हैं, adoption का. जैसे ये हम clean cooking में भी देखते हैं, solutions अब आ गए हैं, adoption का. तो adoption पे काम ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा. Solutions efficiency तभी आएगी जब उसकी adoption higher होगी. So इसकी चर्चा और ज़्यादा करनी पड़ेगी. तो जो लोग हैं उसके बारे में चर्चा और ज्यादा करें. इन रेलेवेंट यूजर ग्रुप, आप अगर उनके कभी इंटरफेस होता है जो आपके आसपास हैं, जो लेबर क्लास है या जो हैं, जो उनके साथ में चर्चा ज्यादा उनकी शुरू करें, इट बिकम आएगा, बट हो रहा है काम। फॉर्चुनेटली काम उसमें कम नहीं हुआ। जैसे कुछ चीजें हैं, लेट मी गिव एन एग्जांपल, अर्ली 70s में काम शुरू हुआ था गोबर गैस के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा, राइट?
बहुत, हाँ।
पर काफी वो कम हो गया, दैट्स नाउ एक्चुअली बिल्कुल ही ऑलमोस्ट कम हो गया, राइट? उसमें काम हो गया है, एनर्जी में हो गया है, उसमें कॉम्पैक्टिंग फ्यूल के लिए काफी काम हो गया है, बट उसकी एडॉप्शन एट विलेजेस ऑलमोस्ट जीरो हो गई है उसकी। बट ऑन सोलर इट हैज इंक्रीज्ड, सो इट देयर इज स्टिल होप। बट मैं इसका एग्जांपल लोगों को देता हूँ कि देखो वो जो है वो जीरो हो गया है, so we should not let it go because it's a source which can be used infinitely. So we have to talk more. Conversations have to become more aggressive.
लास्ट में एक सवाल दोहराना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि शुरू में आपने बताया कि you wanted to do what others did not want you to do और vice versa। तो बच्चे सुनना चाह रहे हैं शायद, क्योंकि उनके दिल में ये हेजिटेशन आती है कई बार कि करना कुछ चाहते हैं, कर कुछ बैठते हैं। Would you like to give some parting message about how do you achieve excellence by pursuing your passion?
Yeah, so मतलब मुझे बचपन में नहीं पता था कि शेफ क्या होता है, मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं पता था। खाना बनाने का ऐसा कोई कहूँ कि शौक था। मेरे ब्रदर को खाना बनाने का शौक था बचपन में, वो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बन गया। चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट प्रैक्टिस भी छोड़ के ही इज अ स्ट्रेटजी कंसल्टेंट टुडे, राइट? मुझे एक्चुअली शायद पता भी नहीं था कि क्या करना है, लेकिन ये पता था कि क्या नहीं करना है। क्या नहीं करने का मतलब ये था जो सब लोग करने हैं वो नहीं करना है। तो मेरी प्रॉब्लम ये थी। तो सब लोग उस समय, जब मैं अगर पढ़ाई के हिसाब से देखा जाए तो मेरा ब्रैकेट IIT वाला था। तो होता है क्लास में कि ये 3-4 ये तो IIT जैसे जाएगा ही जाएगा, ऐसे होता था। तो मेरा वो वाला था। तो मुझे इस बात से गुस्सा आता था कि ये लोग कैसे कह रहे हैं कि मैं वो IIT में जाऊंगा, नहीं करूंगा। तो मुझे ये पता था कि मैं IIT में नहीं जाऊंगा। गुस्से में क्यों? कि लोग जो चाहेंगे मैं वो नहीं करूंगा, मैं वो जाऊंगा जो मैं चाहूंगा। मुझे लेकिन पता ही नहीं था कि मैं क्या करूंगा। फिर मुझे लगा कि कुछ क्रिएटिव करना चाहिए, कुछ अलग करना चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा जिसमें कुछ क्रिएटिव हो। तो क्रिएटिव में उस समय आर्किटेक्चर के लिए मैं कहा चलो ये करते हैं। दिल्ली में कॉलेज स्कूल ऑफ प्लानिंग आर्किटेक्चर होता था, बड़ा अच्छा। एंट्रेंस एग्जाम हुआ, वेट लिस्ट हो गए, 20 लोग लेते थे। अब ये उम्मीद नहीं थी कि ऐसा था कि अगर हिंदुस्तान में से 20 लोग हैं उसमें से अपना नाम नहीं होगा, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता। मतलब शायद ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस था। तो वेट लिस्ट हो गया, अब क्या करें? तो मैंने कहा अब ऐसा ही कुछ करेंगे जो किसी ने नहीं किया होगा, किसी पड़ोसी ने नहीं किया होगा, रिश्तेदार ने नहीं किया होगा। तो इसलिए इस फील्ड में आया। पर पैशन ऐसा होता है, पैशन आपका पैशन इंसान में होता है। अगर मैं ये क्लास ले रहा हूँ तो पूरे पैशन के साथ लूंगा। अगर मैं बैंड में प्ले कर रहा हूँ पूरे पैशन के साथ करूंगा। अगर मैं खाना बनाऊंगा पूरे पैशन के साथ करूंगा। अगर भागूंगा मैं पूरे पैशन के साथ भागूंगा। तो पैशन जो है, आप जो चीज बार बार कर सकते हैं, मैं बहुत सारी चीजें बार बार कर सकता हूँ, राइट? कुछ चीजें जो होती हैं, कुछ लोग पैशनेट कुछ चीजों के लिए होते हैं। सो डिसाइड करें कि कौन सी चीज आप उठ के, रात को सोते समय भी सपने उसके आ रहे हैं, सुबह उठ के भी उसके जज्बा है, दैट इज पैशन। नहीं तो पैशन होता है क्या, ये नहीं समझ आता। लोग बोल तो देते हैं पैशन। अब किसी बच्चे को पूछो पैशन आपका क्या है, मुझे तो सब कुछ अच्छा लगता है। मुझे पूछते हैं आपकी फेवरेट फिल्म कौन सी है, तो मुझे सारी अच्छी लगती है। मुझे तो कोई पिक्चर खराब जो है, मेरी फेवरेट तो कोई होती है, दोबारा तो मैं देखता ही नहीं कोई पिक्चर, राइट? बट पैशन का मतलब ये होता है कि आप जिसको करने में मजा आ रहा है, बार बार करने में मजा आ रहा है, जिसको आप 5 साल बाद भी सोचेंगे ये करने में मजा आएगा, तो मैं ऐसी चीजें जिसको बार बार करने में मजा आता है वो करता रहता हूँ, और जिसको मजा आना बंद हो जाता है छोड़ देता हूँ।
बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर। चक्कू, we have outstripped the time. Our class is ending.
बहुत संजीव जी, this is like such a wonderful, आपने तो बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स जो हम अपने क्लास में अनिल गुप्ता जी और हम बता रहे हैं, आपने वो दोहराए हैं और उनको एक्सप्लेन करके बताए हैं अबाउट so many aspects, and like we are so happy, and you really I'm sure you worked very hard for this lecture. Itna badhiya, hit on the nail tha, and you prepared well for our lecture. And that also shows how passionate you are about any topic you take up. And this is really great. And we are working together on the glass pressure cooker. And of course, we will show you our window-mounted solar oven. My colleague Aniket Bhagat also is here. We will show you that. And if we can make it a Wonder Chef brand, we are ready to collaborate and take it to the next heights. Thank you so much, Sanjeev ji, for being with us. And I'll share the video of the window-mounted solar oven with you.
And my concluding remark is your recognition of unmet need. कि ऐसा material चाहिए जो 10 या 20 सेकंड के बाद में non-stick हो. That definition of the problem led to the discovery of the material. वो आपकी प्रॉब्लम का डेफिनेशन इतना अजीब था, इतना अलग था, इतना यूनिक था कि उसने वो मटेरियल को जो जहां कहीं इन्वेंशन थी वो आपके आंखों के सामने ले आए. आई थिंक दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लेसन फॉर मी एंड फॉर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स आई सपोज टुडे कि आप प्रॉब्लम की डेफिनेशन ऐसी बनाइए कि आपको वो समाधान दिखने शुरू हो जाए. थैंक यू सो मच संजीव.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity and thank you.
Welcome, Sanjeev ji. We'll catch up again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.